Hello and welcome back to Gizmos and Gadgets. We are going back to the Alternative Energy Center for our next vehicle, which is Class 1 Electric Racer. Alright. I don't remember this one. It looks, by all accounts, to be basically the same as the gas-powered racer, but electric motor and battery instead of, you know, gas tank and engine. I think I probably got to level 3 on each of these, and that's where I usually ended up getting stuck or interrupted. That was a thing back in the day. It was like, either because I was playing it at school during, you know, in the computer room during lunch or something like that. I remember the trick on this one is light energy because there's a little lamp there that you can't tell until you actually see the animation. For one reason or another, it was always hard to, like, maintain a save. Whether it was, you know, playing it at school, or just generally having limited time, or parents wiping a computer, getting a new computer, something like that, or generally not having access. There's no nuclear energy. Why is that there? Sorry, one thing at a time. I think that's right. There's a lot of games as a kid that I just never finished, and not for lack of time either. I am sure I put dozens of hours into this game, far more than it was ever necessary to complete it in whole, but nonetheless, here we are. Trying to finish it once and for all. There was also always the component of going over to, like, a friend's house who had a game or something, you know, having to wait until the next time you went over to see them to play it again. And that was presuming they didn't have the same, also have the same problem of interruption as you did, you know, losing the save or overwriting it or whatever. A lot of weird technical stuff that took us a shocking amount of time to learn how to be better about. In computing and in games in general. Alright, let's just run back here for a second, and then we'll go up a couple of floors. Well, I don't think it matters which one of these doors I go out of, but... Oh, no, this one does go to a dead end, but I do want to go here anyway because it's got a box. I also always, even with educational games, I had parents who were extremely restrictive about computer time, screen time. 90s kids remember the term screen time well, I think. That was one of those things, you know, the specter of the boob tube, the, like, scare campaigns parents got about, you know, kids' brains being rotted by screens. Now, look at us now. I mean, it's funny. You know, we got told as kids, stop, get off that screen, it'll melt your brain, it's making you whatever. And now it feels like it's always me having to chastise. Oh, there is a gas. They do make a differentiation. There's a gas mower. It's a different animation. Chastise our elders, and I don't think I'm alone in this, having to go, would you put the fucking phone down and have a meal? Like, I thought we were here to eat dinner or something like that, and you want to get on your fucking phone? Get out of here. What am I, there's no nuclear energy. What are you going to tell me the light energy? I don't... Let's read the hint, because I'm just kind of curious. Chemical energy is battery makes chemical energy when it powers something. A campfire makes chemical energy when it burns. Light energy comes from a light source such as a sun, candle, or light bulb. Electrical forces produce energy that can be used to light lamps, play radios, and power computers. Lighting is a form of electricity. Lightning is a form of nuclear energy is released when certain atoms are split apart, joined together. The sun's energy is nuclear energy. Oh, it does admit that sun's energy is nuclear energy. Huh. Nuclear power plants make nuclear energy to generate electricity. Okay, but I mean, I guess we'll do this. Because that's technically right. It's all very hand-wavy. Good enough. I do wonder... self-lubricating bushings, okay. Alright, let's go up a fuck, it's gonna be a huge pain to go up a floor. Is it? No. We can go here. Sand. Okay. Basketball. I do wonder sometimes about the specifics of the books some of our parents ended up reading about trying to be parents. Like the specifics, or just the news coverage that got, you know, disseminated during that time. The nightly news that would tell you how new technology or whatever was rotting your kids' brains. So it wasn't that visible to us at the time, and that's largely gone by the wayside since. I mean, the new specter of get off the screen has to do with, you know, privacy and those sorts of cyberbullying, all those sorts of things, which was only really becoming a thing when I sort of hit middle school. It was like the advent of cyberbullying, middle school or high school. Didn't fuck it up. What was I going on about? It's just ramble time with the social solipsist. High gravity. Let me guess. Come on. There we go. Sand. I'm guessing it's the full. Yeah, okay. I do wish some of these things were more defined for the sake of the kiddos who played them, right? Like, I'm thinking back to my experience with these at the time and trying to think what my perception was of what I was literally learning. Whether I was just learning to solve the puzzles or whether I was actually absorbing the scientific background. And I feel like this errs on the side of more memorizing all the puzzles than actually absorbing some of the stuff, because it's a little bit too obtuse and not explained quite well enough for kids to really absorb it. Like I said, the voiceover really does help to some extent. I think this is right. You know, making kids listen and and absorb things that way. I mean, rather than just reading. And obviously cute pictograms like this help as well, but like a lot of these topics, again, I sound like a broken record at this point. I don't know what fucking 7 to 12-year-old knows about nuclear power. I don't think the vast majority of them do now or did then. So like, did you actually learn that nuclear power comes from weird rocks called uranium, or did you just go, I don't know, the thing said that was the answer, so I'm just gonna keep repeating it. That is the question. Come on. Good Lord, why are you so fiddly? Right, so that was on the other side. I'm gonna go down and then out that other door, I think, is what I want to do. Although, I think I'm pretty close. I mean, I have all the parts. This one's weird. It's not really, they're really the same thing. Should have, like, somebody holding her up there or something like that. But, I had a thought, but it left me. Let's see here. Well, we really haven't poked into this quadrant much at all. And I think the best way to do that is going to be go this way. Ah, damn it. Oh well. We'll see if there's anything up there anyway. Watermelon, low gravity. I'm going to give it a 4? Nope, 2. If I can get this fiddly thing. There we go. Yeah, wish I hadn't missed that because I'm gonna have to go back up for it. But we are pretty close to having, I think, some of the best parts. Enough of the best parts. Alright, out and down, out, and jump. If you played this, if you're watching this and you played this game, obviously if you've played this game, you've probably, hopefully, maybe already commented about it. But if you played any other other Super Solver games, I'm remembering some of the others as well. This was the one I definitely played the most, but I also remember Treasure Math Storm. Is that what it was? It's like on a mountain. I think it was aimed at a little younger. It was mostly addition and subtraction. There was like some multiplication and division at the later levels. That was also one I never finished. And then there was one that I only played very briefly. I never... Oh, fuck that. I'm not making that. Get out of here. Another one in the series that I don't remember the name of, but... And I never had, but I know other people... I played it briefly. Which was... I don't even remember what educational topic it was meant for. Only that the main musical theme for it was a modified version of In the Hall of the Mountain King, which was just great, honestly. Alright, so we've got our motor, 60 kilowatt battery. Not the very best tires, but good enough. Not the very best bushings, but probably good enough. And then get rid of the piss paint. You know what? I think this is good enough to give it a go. If we can ever get back there without getting caught up in a whole bunch of traps. It's funny, this game doesn't really, or this version, the DOS version of the game, without that intro cutscene, doesn't really explain itself that well. But in the, hopefully you've already watched if you were going to, since I mentioned in the previous episode. In the intro, in the CD version of the game, when Morty is debriefing his monkeys, his chimps, he talks about how this whole thing was him. He set this place up, that he had been appointed the new director of this place, and that, oh no, one of the super solvers is on their way to defeat me and take my job away. So I set up this test. Super Solver's gonna have to go collect parts and beat me. This is a very, like, contrived storyline and a self-inflicted loss on his part, right? That, like, he set this whole place up and has hidden the parts around. And then, for some reason, even though he set it all up as a challenge, then he sends the chimps in to be bullies, to keep you from winning, which is more like, well, why didn't you just not set up the challenge in the first place? But it's a fucking kids game, so, you know. Anyway, that's 3 out of 5 on the alternative energy circuit. So in the next episode, we'll go back over to the aircrafts and see what we got there. See you guys next time.